Ontario. Great movement happening in Ontario. How about Adamson's Barbecue? Is he the best ever or what? We're in a moment of great crisis and great opportunity. The media is leaving their audience behind. They're leaving it to you. There's a choice there. You can go, geez, all these people want to know the news, and they don't want that news. So you could rush in and fill that gap. The medical system has become so corrupt that they're leaving all their patients behind. And you could rush right in there and help and serve. The opportunities have never been greater. Canada is a land of freedom. America is a land of freedom. It's a very difficult thing and a very challenging uphill road to take a free people and enslave them with tricks of media and sleight of hand. Voter fraud. Well, there's some great opportunity there for voting systems that are blockchain and distributed ledger. Who's going to implement those? Right here in this audience, it's going to be you. New voting systems that will come in. You see the opportunities in front of us? Here's another opportunity. Government. Really looking at the city of Calgary. Looking at Alberta. I love Albertan primates. How you guys doing out there? And learning about your government and saying, you know what, I'm going to run for this office, and I'm going to step into the city council. I'm going to step into becoming a PM. I'm going to step into whatever role it is for you, and supporting the people in the government currently who could be swayed. And I think you know who that person is. With you know, I went to law school, and I learned something from Bugliosi. I think he was the great attorney from Los Angeles back in the day, and he said you go after the weakest part of their case. And the weakest part of their case is their PCR test. The false positive PCR test. The person goes and gets tested, it's negative. Next thing you know, it's positive. Then it's negative, and then it's positive again. And they ran this show before. Dr. Fauci, the sinister Dr. Fauci, ran this show before. And back in the HIV days, false positives. And that was their dry run. Then this is their bigger game now. So we go right after that. We get our best and brightest minds on the PCR test. Show us how it could be correct. Show us how it could be incorrect. Let's go through it with minutia. Let's dig into it. This is a great moment for us. You know why? Because this is a moment when we actually start to see that all of the media is involved in censorship. You know how much of an opportunity that is? We get to see that certain side doesn't get a voice. That's a wonderful opportunity. What a great thing. And I've been in the health field all this time, so I've been watching and I've been waiting. I've been watching and I've been waiting. I come from a family, both my parents are medical doctors. I've known since I was a child what this thing is about, with their injections and what goes on with those injections and what kind of chemicals are in those injections. You know what I'm talking about? We can't call them vaccines anymore because they have nothing to do with immunizations these days. I mean, look at what they've done. All we've got now is $700 or $800 million handed over to Bill and Melinda Gates by the Prime Minister without any testing. Only press releases that, oh, this is going to be safe, this is going to be okay. What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to be safe? No! Do you think it's going to be okay? No! I would recommend that you look at what happened with the swine flu in 1976. Look at the 60 Minutes episode on that. Look at what happened with thalidomide, and look at with the pictures of the birth defects caused by that. That's what we're heading headlong into. So if you need something, I was going to put this on my social media today, the thalidomide birth defect pictures. It's a really rough one to see. It wrenched my heart even seeing it this morning, and I withheld. But I think I'm going to put it out because people need to be shocked out of their lethargic indifference. They need to be shown that this could be a very, very dangerous route to be having these injections with no testing. Right? Now, here's the great news. Alberta has an illustrious history ahead. The destiny of the Americas is wondrous and great. A flip energy is coming. It's already started. You can feel it happening. We're headed towards a lunar eclipse right here, actually, tomorrow night. It'll start around midnight tomorrow night, and then work its way to a max in about 2 in the morning, and about 4 in the morning it'll end. So I hope you're out under that full moon, seeing that. That's relatively a good omen. That's going to flip the energy. Then the solar eclipse comes 2 weeks later in the southern hemisphere, which is going to flip the energy in the northern hemisphere. It's going to be a real good development. Then we come to the grand conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn every night at my house in Ontario. I walk out, and in that southern sky, there's Jupiter and Saturn right there. Have you seen that? Anybody tuned in on this? They're going to be right on top of each other on the solstice, December 21st. All these years they tried to convince us that astronomy was something, but really it's astrology. And it's going to bring this year to a shocking turn of events. I've been monitoring what's been going on in the United States. When I was a child, my neighbor, I grew up in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. You ever heard of New Jersey? It's the most corrupt state in North America. And my neighbor was a matriarch of a very wealthy family. They owned 20 grocery stores, and she told me from the time I was 5 years old, she said, here's what they're up to, here's what the United Nations is going to be doing, here's what communism is all about, here's how they slip socialism in, and next thing you know, it turns into communism. She said one day it'll just be tyrants and totalitarians versus people who are free.
Like Governor Newsom.
This is 1975, she was telling me this.
Yep.
We are not up against left and right. There is no more left and right. It's totalitarianism, tyrants, versus people who have freedom in their heart. People who know that this province has a great destiny. This province has a great destiny. The province of Alberta has the greatest destiny maybe of all of Canada. Can we feel that one? With the right leadership, we can refill these buildings with the right types of businesses. With the right leadership, we can make Alberta prosperous again. Who are those leaders? We're looking at them right here. There you are. You are the leaders of the future. It's going to be a rough road. Nobody said it would be easy. I would learn something so powerful when I was young, and it was a great tool, and it helped me all the years of my life. Anything worth having is worth working for. Anything worth having is worth working for. And it will be a struggle, and it will be a fight. And we will be up against voter fraud. And we will be up against tyrants. And we'll be up against censorship. And we'll be up against gaslighting.
Yes.
We've been gaslit so heavy that actually it's great. Nobody believes it anymore. That's why the censorship comes. Right? They don't believe us anymore. Censor them. Stop it. The socialist media, look what they've done to us. You know what that means? Opportunity for Telegram Messenger, opportunity for library, opportunity for BitChute, opportunity for Band.video, opportunity for Brighteon, opportunity for so many other platforms that they do not control. Parler, MeWe. I post on like 7 different social media platforms every single day. It's so much fun. I call it guerrilla meme rawfare. Yeah. You're a gorilla, and you're just at it. It's a digital battle that we're in, and you can join the field of battle right from your phone. Is that the best ever or what? Anywhere you are in the world, you could be a digital soldier helping us out, churning up data, churning up information. What I have churned up on my Twitter page just on voter fraud is blowing my mind. Then you've got on the other side the gaslighting of there's no evidence. I'm looking at that going, that is such an opportunity. I'm smiling every day. Happy days are here again in Alberta. Happy days are here again. The sun will shine again. They're going to come after small business. Well, you just convert your small business into a church. Yeah! Here's a business that had to convert its little operation from a church into a strip club to stay open. You just got to be smart. This is Aikido. This is digital Aikido. They come after you this way, you just convert the energy and flip it over this way. Don't fight them. You don't need to fight anybody. There's no more fight. Fighting is over. Let them beat themselves up.
Best day ever!
here under the shiny sun of beautiful Alberta, I can feel your heart. And that's where we're going. This mind stuff has led us to scientism. What's the mask wearing? There's no proof, so it's scientism. It has a veneer of science, but it's not actually working. The one-size-fits-all injection, scientism. There is no one-size-fits-all food. There is no one-size-fits-all herb. There's no one-size-fits-all treatment. There's no one-size-fits-all anything on earth. As a nutritionist, which really is where your medicine is, I learned something over the years, and it's a beautiful lesson. I learned it from Rudolf Steiner, one of my teachers. And that is this. It is wonderful to go out there and experiment with all these different diets and healing strategies and different ways of making your body well and helping other people to become well. It's a beautiful thing. But there are as many diets as there are human beings on earth. That is Rudolf Steiner. So we celebrate that. I've been a vegetarian for over 30 years. But one of my best friends is a super meat eater. And we get along great. And that's to be celebrated, isn't it? That we can have differences of opinions, but we can get along and we can love each other. And it is wonderful to connect at the heart level at an event like this, isn't it? With like-minded souls. The future of Alberta is right here. It's not going the way they think it's going. Communism doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
It's going to fail. And there will be days when it's rough. There will be days when you'll lose the round. But you're going to get back up and you're going to fight. And you're going to keep fighting. And you're going to go to round 15. You're going to go all the way. There's one last thing I want to leave you here with, and I'm so glad you guys, thanks so much for having me here. It's just a wonderful thing to be here with children, families, grandparents, great-grandparents even here in the audience. And that is, I'm going to give you a little thing on nutrition, little tip. We have to have the endurance. We have to persevere. We have to have something inside of us, in our heart, that keeps us going no matter how rough it can get. Because there's going to be some ups and downs coming. From a nutrition perspective, one of the most powerful things I ever learned, it comes from Taoism. It's 5,000 years old. It comes from Ayurveda. It's 5,000 years old. The black foods, the black herbs, the black substances build resilience. Jing energy is what they called it in Taoism. And we have to help free our Chinese friends over there. The CCP has enslaved millions of workers and millions of people now in concentration camps. We have to work with our brothers to free them over there and bring them back to their great teachings, which we benefit from. And one of those teachings is the power of the black foods to bring you energy, endurance, and strength. It's called Jing energy. It's Muhammad Ali in the 15th round when he got knocked down by Joe Frazier and he got back up. He said that was the toughest moment in his life, to get back up and finish that round off. That's Jing. That's the black energy. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks to Alberta. Thanks to our wonderful team that has put this event on. We love you. Have the best day ever.